Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Graham here. I tried this video yesterday and completely failed, so I'm going to have another go. Basically, I'm just going to be talking about the RC MHAP FAMJAM event. Basically, I'll take you through day by day of what we did, and I'll take you through the highlights and the lowlights. It's a couple of lowlights, but nothing too serious. And then my overall opinion on the whole event. Okay, so basically Friday the 2nd of September, my wife Sam and I packed the car up and we made our way to Cobham in Surrey, Polly Apes, which was the venue for the weekend. So on the Friday we got there, saw Alex and Claire who were doing the checking in. So we checked in with Alex. Basically we got an envelope after our giving our names in and the registration number of our cars. Obviously women in my car. Excuse me. So basically after that, well basically the envelope that we had some like raffle tickets in it, which were for some of the things we could do. Basically once we'd finished used them up, then we had to donate cash or make a donation towards the MHAP charity, which was not a problem. Anyway, we didn't actually use our raffle tickets, so we still got them. Sorry. Anyway, so once we'd checked in, we had a quick look around, said hellos to a few people, and then we went and set our tent up. We ended up setting our tent up under a tree, obviously, which was fine. Obviously, we got it all set up. Then we went and had another further look round. There was a model shop that turned up, started setting up, so we had a quick look at that while I was setting up. I did buy a couple of things from there. Obviously I bought the UDI little drift truck, which is similar to the Armour Infraction, which is a car that I would very much like to add to my collection. Watch that space. Anyway, so basically there was like a military vehicle on display, because as on the Saturday there was a few others. Basically we just like hung around, not really doing much. And then obviously we killed a few hours, and obviously we had our dinner, had that, and then in the evening was just like mainly socialising. Obviously Claire did a live for Claire's RC's. Obviously I'm one of the moderators, so I actually had it on my phone. Actually doing my moderating job while she was doing it. I put a comment on there of "Oi oi, FAMJAM ahoy," and then Claire obviously read it and said, "Oh, hello, Graham's in the house, and he actually is here somewhere. I will find him." Obviously, because Claire wanted to let you see what I look like to the people that don't only know my name. Anyway, so that was a pretty good thing. So obviously, on the Saturday morning, obviously we were up at 7. Obviously got that sorted ourselves out. Basically we found a meal deal. Basically it was for 5 meals. Breakfast, lunch and dinner on the Saturday, and then breakfast and lunch on the Sunday. All of that for 20 quid, and that was all provided by the Scouts. So a big thank you to them. The food was brilliant. Obviously you chose what you wanted to eat. And you can probably see in the background we've got Mr. Izzy. He's just laying in the background, being quiet, not doing a lot. Then again, as usual. So the Saturday morning, obviously at 8:30, Claire and Alex went on to the local radio station and did an interview. Me and Sam were listening to it actually live. So well done Alex and Claire, the interview was brilliant. I think I probably said this at the time. But anyway, so at 9 o'clock, obviously everything opened up, all the tracks, the bash zone opened up. Basically at the opening ceremony, Basher the MHAP bear literally got one of the tapes and ripped it apart. And then Emily Russell got her X-Max and did a jump or two, I think. I know she did one, definite, which is in Claire's opening video. And then it was do what you want. So basically, me and I think what I did that day, I went down to the racetrack and I ran my HPI 008 Flux Kent Block Edition, which that car seemed to get so much attention. We went down to the track and some of the guys from Paddlesworth were there, including the Paddlesworth owner, and he actually said, "Oh, if you're interested, we're doing a HPI 008 Flux like racing event. I don't know if it was a one-off or a league or whatever, but he invited me down there, and I've not been down there yet. I might have a look down there, I don't know, but we shall see." So obviously I had it going around the track and it performed really well. Quite happy with it. I mean, the last couple of times I'd had it out, I've had a few accidents with the car, but this time I had to fit the pinion in the car, which I fitted the wrong way round. But Ian from Claire's RC's, awesome legend, he got it going again for me, and he adjusted the gear pinion and the motor pinion so it ran a bit better. But oh my word, the car is absolutely brilliant. I think that was all I ran on Saturday. No, me and Sam actually ran the MT28, which you've probably seen in my previous video to this. We ran that and had a bit of fun with it. I think we were just taking in some of the atmosphere, as we had, we went to the Tamiya track and I did some pictures from various things, including Claire. I've got a few of her, as you do. I've got some of Tony and David Lee from Hardcore RC. I think some of the staff were there. Ian wasn't there, as he was doing something else. So we had that event, which seemed to go down quite well. And then after that, I think it was lunchtime or whatever. Anyway, so in the afternoon we just did whatever. Anyway, at 6 o'clock I think it was, they had the arena was open for some freestyle monster truck action, which I actually filmed. Obviously they are in previous videos to this. This is where when the first lowlights comes in. Unfortunately for Sam, she was the victim of a Traxxas Max hitting her ankle. Now obviously it did hurt. Basically I found out where the Max had come from. Basically what happened was, obviously, pure accident. There was a guy, a lady and a daughter. I assume they're a married couple. Anyway, the lady picked up the transmitter upside down and she accidentally put the transmitter into full throttle, obviously not realising what she was doing, and unfortunately it hit poor Sam. Obviously it did hurt Sam, obviously, so I'd like to say a big thank you to Alex, who was a first aider. She came along with a ice pack for Sam and told Sam what to do with it. Obviously just leave it around her ankle for a while. So Alex, you're a legend, you know, thank you very much for that one. And then also we had the show on entertainment, which was absolutely great fun. Kevin Talbot was there. We'll talk about that in a minute as well, something else with Mr. Kevin Talbot. Basically he had his monster truck Gravedigger RC car. Obviously it was basically a competition, like everyone had their own cars, but Kev was actually letting them have a go on his Gravedigger. So Kev, well done on that one, you know, that was awesome. Basically Kev was in the competition. There was Noah's RC'S, who I met for the first time. There was obviously quite a few other people having a go. And one guy, a young guy, he'd got a Traxxas. He's either a Rustler, which I'm now familiar with, watch the previous video and you'll see that I've actually got one. Lovely. This particular young guy, he had his one. Basically, he'd been bashing it all day. I'd seen him bashing it, take it off the ramps. He actually had no suspension on the front at all. Basically, he couldn't really do a lot with it in the freestyle show. Obviously, that is in the video, and it is absolutely, you know, fair dues to him. He was really having a go with it. You know, he was obviously finishing it, as it were, basically. So I think obviously after that he had to put new suspension on it and some other various other bits. You know, credits where it's due to that one. So basically after the freestyle event, obviously with Kev letting a few people have a go in his car, and the winner being a very, very young lad, a 5-year-old I think it was, that won it. I didn't film him because I thought, no, I'm not filming him, no. Anyway, so after that, and the presentations were presented for best in show and whatever, they had a game of RC football. Again, I filmed that. That was absolute carnage. Absolutely entertaining. Brilliant. Brilliant fun. That was. You know what there, Izzy? And hard life being a dog, is it? Ah, blimey. Especially a rescue dog. Anyway, so after the arena, the football fun, obviously I've got a few pictures as well, photographs as well, which are on the MHAP, the FamJam page. And I've seemed to have had positive comments on that. So thank you to all those that have seen the pictures and, you know, been positive comments and that, you know. That's made it worthwhile for me. Anyway, so we'll go back to the football. Obviously, the RC football is just absolute carnage. Great fun to watch and film. So after that, I kind of went round to where the judges' table was, where Kev was. That's Mr. Kevin Talbot. Anyway, of course, I wanted to meet the guy. You know, obviously watching his channel for as long as I have, and I think it's through him I came across Claire's RC's. And I think it's probably through them I've come across Hardcore RC and a few other channels. So obviously that's where my network is based. And obviously through them I've decided to do this channel. Anyway, so I went up close to Kevin. I was talking to Claire. And Claire said, Kev, meet Graham, aka Ice Hockey Fan UK 15 Gaza. That's who I am in Claire's RC's live streams. So if you ever see the name, that's me. And also GSvlogs&RC'S, which is this channel that you're watching now. Don't forget to give the thumbs up, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, you know. It's helping me out a little bit. You know, I'm doing this for you guys. Anyway, so obviously after I actually had a nice little chat with Kev, had a nice little chat. He told me a future car that he's getting, which I'm looking at getting as well. Watch this space. Hopefully it'll all come around. If it does, I will be very happy. So watch this space. So anyway, after that, obviously there was like a party in the evening if you wanted to be there. Me and Sam somehow did not manage to stay up late at all during FamJam. We were in bed early, but we could hear the music, so it was like, you know, quite a good atmosphere from what I've heard. Anyway, Sunday morning we went, obviously got up again at 7. Obviously everything was started at half. Events. Bloody dog. Anyway, so the event started for the Sunday at 8:30. Everything opened at 9, and I decided to have a go at the bashing. Obviously never done it before, you know. Okay, I've jumped cars before, but not in the style of what they had there. They had like a small ramp, next size up, slightly bigger ramp, then a bigger ramp, and then a 15-foot ramp. I did not go anywhere near the 15-foot ramp. in actual fact, I didn't actually get to go on any of the 3 months apart from the small one, which I stuck with. Now for this I used my Team Associated Rival MT10, which a lot of people, well, let's say is brilliant for that kind of thing, like bashing and that. I mean, I had a go with it. I was having a pretty good time. Now this is kind of a bit of a low light and a highlight. The highlight was going out of my comfort zone and having a go. The low light was doing some damage to the MT10. Now, I didn't do major damage. I have to say it was pretty minimal. So, you know, I was a little bit gutted, but at the same time I was like happy because I'd had a go. Now, when the front wheels had come off, obviously to the vibration of the car being run on 3S, and the front wheels, I have to say, when they wheelie, obviously they just make a heck of a racket, as I'm sure other people will tell you. So yeah, basically, obviously the wheel nut must have shook itself loose and come off, which made the wheel come off, which wasn't any really good fun, pardon the pun. Anyway, so obviously it had taken a few bad landings and that seemed fine, but the one of the rear lower arm suspension had snapped. So basically, I will do a video on what I broke, which will be basically the MT10 and my arm ascension. I will come to that a bit later on. Anyway, so after the bashing and obviously damaging the MT10, minorly, compared to other people who were coming away with some serious damage during that day over the whole thing. And anyway, so basically I put the MT10 away and Tony managed to talk me into joining in the Demolition Derby race. Fine, because I obviously happen to have a RC radio control banger, so I know what the Demolition Derby is like. Even though I haven't taken part in one, but I actually filmed one, which is on this channel. Anyway, so I thought, yeah, right. So I put my arm ascension in for that. Also, got sort of the battery charged up for that, and then I was ready to go. And anyway, so I got down. Obviously, had lunch. Got down the track for 2 o'clock, I think it was. Then we had the actual race, which basically there wasn't really any Demolition Derby involved, but it was, anyway, it was fun. Obviously cars were going into each other and all that, yeah, fun. And Simon, who is in charge of the Poly 8 site, he put down this ride-on thing that kids have, like 2-seater, 6-wheeled thing. If you watch Claire's RC's video or Dave from Hardcore RC's videos that he did, I think he did a live stream on that, the Demolition Derby. Oh my god, my ascension was going really, really well, couldn't fault it. Until, now, no damage was done to the ascension at all, apart from a chunk of tyre missing, which was, you know, that's minor, that's pretty laughable. Basically, Simon would drive over the Senton. Basically, he'd got his wheels either side of the Senton. He was just driving over the top of it, so my car was in the middle between the wheels on that on it. And the car survived. You know, it carried on, and obviously they decided to stop all the cars and do a two-way thing. So basically, have 2 groups, one lot going one way and then the other lot in the opposite. Now, I decided to pull my car off the track for that. No major problem. You know, obviously some people like going, oh, some people have bottled out, whatever. So I was one of the ones that bottled out. But you know, obviously, I wanted to try and keep the car anyway. So I watched the carnage that ensued, and it was absolute mayhem. There was 2 X-Maxes, and Martin Crease had some lossy, I think it was. I'm not too sure what it was, but he was just going after these X-Maxes, and the X-Maxes did not get any damage, which was pretty good, I would say, all round. oh dear, but it was absolutely hilarious. And obviously after that we had the group photo, which Claire took, and I think that's the main thumbnail for one of her first video of FamJam, which was basically like a taster of everything that went on. The Tamiya's, the drifting tracks, the main track which my Senton is in. Thanks, Claire. Then obviously, however, that video is a little bit, I won't say it's embarrassing anyway. Claire at the end got a little bit emotional because everyone was cheering and giving them, Claire, Ian, Tony, Alex, Dave, Julie and all the FamJam MHAP staff, you know, a big round of applause to say thank you. Claire got a little bit emotional. Now Claire won't know this until she watches this video. Claire, hope you are watching. Claire getting emotional could have set me up a little bit, but obviously I was fine. So I went up and gave Claire a hug, and I said to Claire what a good time I had and all that. However, someone actually caught this in the video. Obviously they didn't get what I was saying to Claire, but you see me and Claire having a hug, which is fine because we are, you know, good friends. We've known each other for a couple of years, and we met obviously via the live streams. We hadn't met in person until Wings and Wheels last year. So, you know, I was just saying, you know, thank you very much for a good weekend. I did say a swear word. Obviously, I'm not going to repeat it in this video. But anyway, so yeah, that was the racing from the Demolition Derby race also over with. There were a few victims. I think there was someone had an FTX Carnage which he'd borrowed, which got damaged, unfortunately. Hopefully you're still friends with the owner of that car. You know who you are. I'm not going to say who you are because I'm not going to do that on here. There were a few victims. Obviously the Senton very mildly with the chunk of tyre missing. No big deal. No big deal at all. Obviously I've got to go out and get some more wheels and tyres for it, which isn't a problem. I'll get a full set for the front and the back. You know, 30 quid a pair. So that's 30 quid. Pardon me. 30 quid for 2 wheels and tyres, which isn't a problem. That's fine. I don't mind that. And anyway, so after that I continued just racing the Senton round. I thought, you know, I've had fun with it, so I will carry on running it until the battery goes flat. And then I went over to the HPI, the Fiesta, which again got some attention. Someone was asking me, you know, where'd you get it? And I said, well, basically I got this through someone that told me about a Facebook group called Berkshire RC Bashes. No, that group has changed its name since, so I'm not promoting that group in particular. I can't remember what it's called now, but I know Berkshire's part of it. But anyway, I'm talking about the MHAP FamJam here. Anyway, they were going, oh yeah, how much? And I said, I told them what I paid for it. They were like, wow, that's a good price. And there were some kids that going, oh, I'm going to get one, I went, really? And I said, I hope you got a lot of money because these things are not cheap. They were like, how much are they? So I got the phone out, went on eBay, and I said, here you go. Here's one, look. Yours for 750 quid. Completely, obviously still in the box, completely sealed box. And they were like, what? I went, if you think that's expensive, I've seen them go for £1,000. They were like, what? I went, yeah. Anyway, so gave the Fiesta a run, ran the track, which a lot of people were like quite impressed with. And I actually bumped into a guy who I'd met before. He actually came to the house to actually buy one of my Tamiyas off me, a Tamiya lunchbox. The camera's going to stop recording.